Everyone's like got cash. There's a big bar right there. It was just so wild. My first day at the Hilltop, that Super Bowl.
Cool.
Good
How
times.
many years you work there?
Probably a year, probably. Before we get away from the game, though, I want to talk a little bit about the Gatorade bath.
Yeah.
Do you call it a Gatorade bath or do you call it a Gatorade shower?
Oh, it's a bath.
Bath. Yeah, me too. You'll see it used either way. Okay, let's talk about the history of the Gatorade
It's
bath.
a Parcells thing.
It's a Parcells thing. Who is the first player to douse him?
Was it Carthon?
No.
Who was it?
1984. You got to go back 2 years. Jim Burt.
Oh, nice.
is super pissed off at Parcells. A tuna, not shown yet. Let me get a tuna picture up there. 89 Pro set, and I haven't spent enough time on him. So Parcells is making him practice getting out of his stance. Get that arm up, like coming out of his stance real fast. Get his hands up on the center, holding a 25-pound dumbbell for 45 minutes. And Burt is like, just getting driven and getting pissed off Parcells. They win that Sunday, and to get even at him, he dumps.
Is it that?
No, well, this is the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
right. So, but it really becomes this guy Harry Carson's thing, right? So Carson's, and it becomes drama. If you remember,
like a trench coat one game,
trench coat, derby hat. Here he takes a yellow security, and the Super Bowl takes a yellow security guard's jacket. Madden has fun. You're loving it. Like in Madden is doing the telestrator.
But it was a Giants thing. It was not a sports-wide thing. It was just our team.
For sure. And now it's become a universal celebration. Like I remember in 2008, Doc Rivers gets dunked at the end of the NBA Finals, which is weird. Like, wouldn't that be slippery?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Garnett does it. So Carson's
Doc won one.
Me too. So Carson's is the guy who actually is the guy really becomes his thing. As his 81 tops, I always thought he was a great player.
He was.
He had to be second fiddle to LT, but he really wasn't second fiddle to anybody. He's a Hall of Famer himself.
Anybody would have been second fiddle to LT.
Predated LT.
Ray Lewis would have been second fiddle to
LT. We haven't really dived into LT. I want to go there in a second. I have a bunch of stuff on LT, but I want to tell you one more story about the ubiquitous Gatorade bath. 1990, December 1990. George Allen, longtime coach in the NFL, coached, of course, for the Rams, then the over-the-hill game with the Redskins, came back to the Rams for a second, went to the USFL, coached Chicago Blitz, Arizona Wranglers. George Allen comes out of retirement. He's in his 70s. He's coaching Long Beach State.
Oh, God.
They win their finale in dramatic fashion.
Oh, this doesn't end well, does it?
No.
Oh,
Long Beach State. Long Beach State.
When the Ravenant comes in.
Just wait.
70-year-old man.
Just wait.
I know
They douse him with the Gatorade, although they're on a budget. So there's a Gatorade bucket just filled with ice water. And he gets pneumonia. He gets super sick from being dunked with the Gatorade bath at the end. Staying on the field doing interviews, cold, gets really sick and has pneumonia. Pneumonia has weakened health. Now, I really would love to tell you the urban legend version, which he dies from the Gatorade bath. No,
I don't want to.
But for the audience, it would be good. It'd be good content. So what happens is his immune system is weakened, and he actually dies from like a heart arrhythmia. But he gets really sick pneumonia, dies weeks after. So it probably wasn't the Gatorade bath, but
it didn't help.
No, it did not help. Here's a George Allen playing card, like my deck of cards, coaching the Redskins there. It's kind of a little fun. It doesn't have a lot of cards to draw from, especially cards I want to spend money on. This is only a couple of bucks. That's my die from a Gatorade bath George Allen story. We haven't really spent any time on Lawrence Taylor.
So here's the thing with LT.
Okay.
No doubt, greatest player.
Greatest defensive player.
Ever to play for my team. And probably greatest defensive player of all time.
Okay.
You want to argue one or two, you can be wrong, but you can argue.
Yeah. You have to try too hard.
He was
to say anything.
We drove by Theismann's tonight, right? Like, I just like
give me the line you said. It was really funny.
Like they served the broken chicken wing. He just was. No one disrupted the game.
No,
like he did, and he did it on every play.
Yeah,
it was just consistent. Like, and it just that the whole defense was great. So other people made great plays too, but you always knew to keep your eyes on him.
Yeah,
and we knew when he was playing for us that it was problematic.
You did.
Like, he would like when you had like Harry Carson.
Yeah.
when you've got some of those old stalwart guys who are you got Mark Bavaro who just shuts up. Don't call me
low key, right?
And then LT, like I don't know about cocaine as a 13-year-old, but I knew like Lawrence was like a little too out there. And then like we won a couple, and he's great. Then he has problems.
Yeah.
I have nothing against the guy, and I'm happy when he comes back. But he was, even at the time, we knew that there was like an edge to him that made us a little uncomfortable. It made me a little uncomfortable. But there was no doubt that I was privileged to watch. It's like I felt this way watching Jeter and Mo. Like we had season tickets. I watched Jeter and Mo play 15 games a year, one playoff game every series. Like these are two of the greatest people ever to play on the field, and with Lawrence we had that too. But he was a much more complicated human being.
Very complicated.
I think the picture you have is going to put him next to another complicated.
We'll get to that. Absolutely. Devastating. Right outside linebacker, pass rusher. There had never been anybody like him before. Right. Changed to really. There have been ends who were rushers, but a linebacker like that who was unblockable, who was so good that you actually the smartest thing, because he was so fast, he could pursue with such just abandon. You're actually oftentimes better running at him, trying to just chip him, get in his way, and try to get past him. Unstoppable. And like you alluded to, definitely had his issues. I remember Parcells being very candid, saying it's not one set of rules for all players. Yeah, it's just not. As much as we'd like it to think it should be, everyone should same rules, one team. When you have an LT, you just accept that this guy is different from everybody else. And LT was unabashed about it. He knew how good he was. And there was a time when he was so good where he literally would be doing drugs and partying all night and show up to practice the next day and still be elite. Yeah. It's amazing to think that at that level, with what he was doing off the field, he could still perform at that level. It did catch up though. 85, he struggled a little bit. 85 went to rehab. 85 didn't have his best season, but 86, he opens. He's not quite ready. In fact, that's the Herschel Walker game. Dallas beats him in the opener. But then he actually puts up a season for the ages. In 1986, there's only been two players in the history of the NFL who've been defensive players who've won the most valuable player. Only two players. 1971, Alan Page. 1986, Lawrence Taylor. Nobody even close since 86 has won MVP as a defensive player. LT has 20 and a half sacks that season.
And if you think about the Giants, well, two things before we get off LT.
Yeah.
Think about the way that defense is played now, where you've got to solve for like the mic and who's rushing and who's dropping back.
Yeah.
Lawrence was the first person to do that.
Yeah.
Because Lawrence could rush at Montana or drop back in coverage because you didn't know, and there was no solving for it. There was no communication on the field.
Yeah.
I'll say also, as a Giants fan, like I love Phil, I love Eli.
Yeah.
We had some great offensive players. Our running backs tend to be great running backs. Our defense is what it's all about. And you think about our 08 and our 11-12, like with Stray and Tuck and like we had great defenses. Yeah. Right. And the defense is always what made us a team. I think that's part of our identity. And Lawrence set the tone for that.
For sure.
More than anyone else.
For sure.
But I'd rather have a Strahan, because Strahan wound up being a little bit more of an above board guy.
Good Morning America. The thing is, the rest of football, really nothing about the Giants offense moves us.
No.
I mean, everyone respects Giants defense.
Correct.
Right.
Although Eli has now become a phenomenon, I think that's more about his personality and Peyton. 2-time, he won more Super Bowls than Sims.
That's true.
And the same number as Peyton.
Should we do a couple of LT stories?
Do your LT stories. I don't have it.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, so
I just have the memories of him harassing teams.
He was the best defensive player ever. Yeah. Like I'm pushing facts if I say Ronnie Lodge. Ronnie favorite
I think
player.
Ronnie Lodge is the best open field tackler ever, the best
great defensive
secondary
player,
ever, and
great team leader.
I'd put him top 3.
Great team leader, like awesome. If I knew you were wearing the Dave Meggett jersey tonight, I'd have whipped out Ronnie Lott jersey just to go head to head. So LT, a couple of vignettes. Number one, LT was legendary for sending prostitutes to his opponents the night before games. They would be in hotel rooms, and like these two gorgeous pros would show up, and they would say like, "We're for you."
That's not the Giants way. It's not the Giants way.
Apparently, it is, Rabbi.
The LT way. There are different rules. different rules for a player of that caliber.
So he would send pros, and because he knew it would tire them out, and he learned it because someone had done it to him.
Really?
That was a great idea, and he adopted it, against big opponents. Another time, LT showed up to a team meeting in handcuffs. Have you heard this story?
No.
LT showed up to a team meeting in handcuffs, not because he was in cuffs from a police and fled. Nothing like that. He was in handcuffs because he, again, was with a couple of professionals, and they were trying out some new equipment. They put some handcuffs on LT, and they didn't have the key. And so rather than deal with Parcells' wrath, he showed up to a team meeting in handcuffs, and then after the meeting, got him cut off.
In fairness to Ronnie Lott, there are not stories like this about Ronnie Lott. Yeah. Okay.
True
story. There are about Ray Lewis.
Okay, next one. This is actually a personal question. Yeah. I know how I feel, but I don't want to put my thumb on the scale. How do you feel about after Lawrence Taylor's career?
Yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson also being nicknamed LT.
I'm fine.
You okay with that?
Because, I mean, if people in football talk about LT, they're not talking about LaDainian Tomlinson.
True.
They're just not.
True.
And he was a great player, great runner. He won a Super Bowl.
No, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's a great running back.
He's not.
San Diego never wins Super Bowls.
He's LaDainian Tomlinson.
Right. Right. But there's a whole generation who probably know him as LT.
Well, that's their fault.
They're wrong. All right. Last little LT bit here. Up on the screen, I made a collage using Canva. I'm getting pretty good at this.
This is hysterical.
I've got a collage of
2 highly problematic drug-using superstars.
2 highly problematic drug-using dangle earring-wearing superstars. Thank you very much. My question for you, Rabbi Seth Limmer: Lawrence Taylor, Barry Bonds, dangle earring.
So it's interesting.
Who wore it better?
What's interesting, right? Like, okay, I think LT's got like
that's a lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, and then an LT here.
Yep.
Those are style.
The lightning bolt is good.
Bonds is wearing a cross. I am sorry. There's nothing pious about Bonds. There's nothing pious about a cheater. So LT is like, I am flashy, and I'm going to wear my own initials. Like, this is before tats, right? That's the equivalent of getting like a face tattoo of yourself, right? That's where
on yourself.
No, but on your face, like a face tattoo of yourself. That's what LT would have done today. So like LT is totally LT, and Bonds is playing a little with that like a cross. Come on. Come on. You asked him like to give you 5 Bible quotes. He would not be
deeply spiritual.
He's not a deeply spiritual man.
Deeply spiritual.
Tell you all about the cream and the clear.
So you're going LT wore the dangle earring better.
Yeah, plus you got LT holding the hardware.
What do you think, people at home? Who wore the dangle earring better, LT or Barry Bonds? Leave a comment. Let us know. Give him a mustache. All right. So 1986. New York Giants, Rashomon. We've unpacked it. Your perspective, my perspective.
I will say this. We didn't unpack the Super Bowl. I think outside of Denver, everyone else was happy the Giants won. Were you happy that the Giants won?
No, because the
team that beat your team, you want them to lose?
Yeah, you have to.
You don't want to. I want to lose. I win the championship.
No, I get it, because it makes your team better because you lost the champion. Very logical. I'm more of a contrarian. I hate the team that beats my team and I root against them.
Wow.
Yeah, but you're very legitimate what you're saying. You're right, though. They were a beloved team by the nation. Yeah. No one really cared about Denver. No. They were very inferior. They were actually a very poor team besides Elway. It wasn't until late in his career when he had Terrell Davis that they really won those Super Bowls, those last 2.
That was more TD than it was him.
Yeah.
You can be TD, you can't be LT.
Okay. So great dive into the New York Giants. Super fun team. I think nationally they probably are 3rd in how they're remembered behind the Niners and the 85 Bears. But you could make the argument.
As teams of the 80s?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
But that's a phenomenal team. Were it not for the Bears, even 85.
The Bears had the best defense and the best story. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like put them aside.
For
and the Niners were a dynasty. And they had the 2 quarterbacks. Like, I mean, you take either Young or Montana over Sims or Hostel.
Yeah. The bad thing is I'm still living in the past. I keep suffering. They keep losing Super Bowls now.
It's a shame. It's curse of Kaepernick.
What?
Take an E.
Come on, man.
Take an E.
86.
It is the curse of Kaepernick.
86, Giants Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
May of 1986, Run DMC releases Raising Hell. Huge.
So, do you remember where you were when you saw Walk This Way the first time?
Yeah, actually. I watched a lot of MTV.
We were not allowed to, but we were watching it anyhow in our living room. And I'm like,
you're not allowed to watch MTV?
My dad. I love him. But it was banned, but we just watched it when he was at home. You know? So, like, that video was like, and I didn't know Walk This Way. I was only 13, but like, here's this like kick-ass rock band and this rap group. And I'm like, oh my God. So like you ran out and bought the cassette, right? Which was not easy to do.
I will tell you the story when we get to it of me buying the cassette. Yes.
So Raising Hell.
Yep.
Oh my God. And then like My Adidas, like amazing.
Yep. It's tricky to rock around,
rock around. That's right on time. It's tricky.
All of that, man.
Yep. Amazing.
All of that. Book ended, right? One end of 86, we've got Raising Hell, Run DMC. November 1986, other book and a classic of classics. What is released November 86?
You can put up the video, the pic. The album cover?
Sure.
License to Ill.
License to Ill.
And we are 51 minutes into this podcast. I could do another 51 minutes. Let's not miss it. So here's the lead up, right?
Yeah.
In 1986, I saw the New York Football Giants win their first Super Bowl.
January 87. Yep.
And I got to grow old in age with the New York Giants every Sunday.
Yeah.
Their teams matured. They got rid of some of these mercurial players of the 80s and settled into more steadfast players of the 2000s. Right? I won some. I lost some. There were years where there was nothing.
Yeah.
And the same year, as I'm 13 years old, are the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
3 Jewish kids from New York.
Yeah.
Basically my older brothers.
Yep.
With whom I also had the opportunity to grow old and mature as they did.
Nice.
And it all started in the same moment with that album, which go back, which like this is the perfect album for a 13-year-old because you only remember that it was just the whatever one side of your screen. This is I'm Beastie Boys, the plane fuselage. Yeah. But if you held it up to a mirror, that number said "Eat Me" in reverse, and then you turn to the back. And it's being like the cigarette or the blunt being put out. I was too young to know what a blunt was. Being put out in like the side of a mountain. It was a joke from the beginning that you wanted to be in on. This album was everything. You start and I'll fill in.
Wow, great! What a fun thing. So this is so funny. This as big as it is for you.
We can call it that.
It's as big for me. It is. You asked me when. Do I remember when I bought? Raising Hell. So the most ignominious music purchase of my life happened October 1989. UC Davis student loans come in the same time. I did tell this story. I'll keep it short. The same day I purchased Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl, and Milli Vanilli. Same day. That's the worst music day of my life. However, 3 years earlier, Watts Music, Grant Avenue.
Watts Music.
Yeah.
That's where you go.
Family owned music store, downtown Nevada, Grant Avenue. I played baseball with Kevin Watts, the son. Mom was always in the stands. She was Southern. She's like, come on, buddy, bro. Same day, double cassettes. I purchased Raising Hell and License to Ill.
Oh, my God.
Same day.
New York, 4th Street pumped into your veins.
Yeah. For sure.
Right. It was recorded right where we went to seminary.
That's amazing.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Rubin
NYU,
was
right?
at NYU student. They recorded his door right there.
Unbelievable.
I remember like through lines, like the same way Bill Belichick was like the defensive coordinator and then went on to have a nice career. Like Rick Rubin, who was like the number one producer in popular music ever after that. His start was in his dorm room with DMC and Lexington.
Oh, for sure.
Beastie Boys hated him after that. But
they went to Capitol Records.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys left after that. So at first I didn't know. I knew it was subversive, but I didn't know like the joke of it all. I didn't quite understand that at first, right? Because I was a little further away. I just knew that I couldn't stop listening to it.
Yeah.
I just knew that like I wore at my first car at 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass Salon. I wore out Raising Hell and License to so much that the old cassettes, the ink where the song it would all be rubbed on, just like a white cassette, and Raising Hell was a clear cassette. And I knew every song, I knew every single lyric, and it was one of those with my buddies. We just would go back and forth, do a verse, and they would do a verse, do it just everything.
Right?
Of course,
all
of it. So I mean, I want to hear from you. I had lots to say, but I want to hear from you.
Okay, so here's the thing in retrospect, right? I don't think it was all a joke. Some of it was a joke, and some of it wasn't.
Okay.
So part of what I love about Beastie Boys, and I do, and and I'm still like Miss MCA, is like they grew up.
Yeah.
And they apologized for it.
Yeah.
Like so like the first track on Ill Communication, which was like in 95, was like be boy, be girl.
Yeah.
Right. And then like, when Yaux is like this disrespect to women as well, like it's gotta be through. Like they had to disavow some of the bullshit. Like they never had guns, they were just posing. And they didn't know what they were doing. And I love the fact that they sort of matured past it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to mature past what I did 13, and they did too. Yeah. And so like there's a piece of that which like for me, like I don't have it's not cringy when I listen to it because I know they cringe at it now too, right? And the fact that they can come out. So here's the thing: why did we buy the album? We bought the album because of Fight for Your Right to Party.
At first, sure.
And we bought it because of Brass Monkey.
Sure.
Right. And so now I'm a music guy.
Yeah.
Right. So both of those songs have choruses. They're the songs that we expect. Fight for Your Right has guitar. Fucking the Slayer guitar player shredding on it. It's pathetic, right? But like, right, these are songs that resonate. Like Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Right? Like we know a song.
Sure.
I'm a white kid I know a song structure. I know a guitar solo. I know a chorus. I can sing along to the chorus and learn some. And then the verses are kind of like, Fight for Your Right and Brass Monkey, they're stupid. And I want to be in high school, like at a party with girls and like, right? So then you buy the album.
Yeah.
It's like, right? And the drums are just in your face. And then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, because it's Mutiny on the Bounty is what we're all about. Like these are pirates, right? Like these are guys who are coming. And then like, as you get like the first song on the album is all you need. Like it's the huge drums, right?
Yeah.
It's the back and forth on the rhymes.
Yeah.
Right. It's the huge guitar.
Yeah.
And then all of us, right? My pistol is loaded. I shot Betty Crocker, delivered Colonel Sanders down to Davy Jones' locker. Like they're just playing and having fun. And then all of a sudden there's a breakdown.
Yeah.
Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Ali Baba and the 40. And they just like over and over. Like whatever House of Pain did with Jump Around, that was all on Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves.
Sure.
And so all of a sudden, like, this is not about Fight for Your Right.
Right. No.
This is like you don't get to you don't get to that until the end of the first side, and then Brooklyn until the second side, and Brass Monkey's buried on the second side. It is just like it is rap in a way that we had only kind of gotten it before for Run DMC.
Yeah.
Run DMC had 2 rappers and a DJ. This is 3 rappers going around. They're honestly being funnier and stupider.
Yeah.
And they sample the Clash in the first song. Like they've sampled Led Zeppelin
right off the top, right?
Off the bat, it's just in your face.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the Clash and Zeppelin were, but I learned thanks to the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, and they're friends and they're having fun and they're talking about all the things that a 13-year-old boy wants to talk about. Like there are guns, which we kind of think are cool. And then there are pirates and they're like, they got a committee to get us all. And then there's this crafty girl. Like, so he got with the girl and he doesn't care that she saw us up. Because he got with the girl. Right? Like, I'd give that up too. Like steal my skateboard and my chest of drawers. Like I'm down with that.
Oh my
God. It is so perfectly puerile for a 13-year-old boy trying to figure it out. And then over time, like I can appreciate some of the artistry of what they did, and then it doesn't get stuck because they grew up too.
Right.
And they didn't stay there. Right. They moved past it. So it is like I've been listening to it nonstop. So that's my intro, and then we can go into a different. But wait, I got a card.
You got a Beastie Boys card?
I got a Beastie Boys.
What'd you get?
Card. Look at this.
Oh, you got one of those art cards. I see that one.
1989. Right, this is a line off of their second album, Paul's Boutique, and it's in Brooklyn. All right. I got more hits than Sadahara O. That's right. And it says Beastie Boys claim more hits than Sadahara O. That's the card. This is a gem of the collection.
There's more to me than you'll ever know.
Yes. And
I got more ladies than Sadahara. So this This is an art card. There's a couple of them this guy makes. He makes some really cool ones.
That's good. It's not
so this is based on the 89 set, 89 highlights. So it's the same design. Really, really awesome. As amazing as I love that you bought that as licensed sale.
So you've seen it.
Yeah, I love it. Is Paul's Boutique blows it open. It's a totally different thing. Totally different album. That was an album where there was the most layered. There were so many things shoved into it.
Yeah.
Just unpacking. And then the third one is Check Your Head, right? And they totally changed again. Now they're playing with instruments.
Yep.
Totally different sound. Like
you went back to some of their punk groups.
Yeah. All three of those.
What You Want? Oh my God.
So good. I was driving around with Judah, introducing him to some of the Beastie Boys.
So Webb has a license to ill sweatshirt. He wouldn't loan it to
kid.
Me. Yeah. He's like, "Can you buy the cassette? Because I want it." I'm like, "I'm not spending $20 on a cassette." But Paul's Boutique, no one cared about it at the time.
I loved it, man. 1989, Saturday night, get right away because I was so excited. Totally different. My friend Mike Kono had it. I remember listening to Park and Rec all summer.
It was so good.
I love it.
And I'll say this: I love License to Ill, but I know every word.
You know every word.
On Paul's.
Want to play again? Oh, on Paul's.
On Paul's.
You know,
I know many words.
I'll play again.
Like on Posse and Effect. I could probably do all of Paul Revere.
Oh, me too.
That's the thing, like story songs and like wiffle ball bats and beer.
I did it like this.
And
I did
stick
it
them
like
up.
that. All of it.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
The game is there are 13 tracks.
Yeah.
On License to Ill. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds.
Okay. Slow and low.
I'm gonna give you the first part of the rhyme, first part of the verse. Yeah, and you're gonna finish it.
Okay.
Some are shorter, some are longer. Okay. You're gonna crush it. I can already tell. Ready? And I did these in 9 out of 13.
Yeah.
What do you got at home? This guy is pretty sharp. 13 songs, 60 seconds. We're gonna go in order of the tracks.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Gotcha.
Okay. 1 second, please.
Can we edit this out?
Nope.
Okay.
We are low tech.
They're going to get a committee to get you off the block.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. My pistol is loaded. I shot Betty Crocker.
Delivered Colonel Sanders down to Davy Jones' locker.
1. It's the new style. If I play guitar, I play Jimmy Page.
The girlies I like are underage.
The girls with boyfriends are the kind I like.
I steal your honey like I stole your bite.
2. She's crafty. The girl came up to me. She loved the show. I took her home and she couldn't say no. We got to the crib. There's Adam and Eve. We didn't say a word. They just stared at me. I said, I don't know. I just met her tonight.
But I figured, but the voice
spent
tonight.
Yep, pass. All right.
Okay.
Posse in effect. I got a girl in the castle and one in the pagoda.
You know I got rhymes like Abe Pagoda.
Slow ride. I got money. I got juice. I got to the party and I got loose.
I got some. I
got rhythms. I got rhymes.
I like to go to the rest behind. Yeah.
Girls, I like the way that they walk, dun, 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 and it's sure to hear them talk, dun, dun, and I can always make them smile.
From my castle to the Nile.
Good. Fight for your right. Your mom busted in and said, "What's that noise?"
Mom, you're just jealous. It's the Beastie Boys.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Our manager is crazy. He always smokes dust.
He's got his own room at the back of the bus.
Paul Revere, we're going long on this one. Be patient. He told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. Ford is on the run and he's dying of thirst. The brew was in my hand and he was on my tip. His voice was hoarse, but he asked me for a sip. He said, "Can I get some?" I said, "You can't get none." Had a chance to run and pulled a shotgun. Quick on the draw, I thought I'd be dead. He put the gun to my head and this is what he said.
"My name's MCA, I got a license to kill. I think you know what time it is. It's time to get ill." Now, what do we have here? Anala and his beer. I'll make this very clear. I'll make it very clear. Something like that.
That's really good. Holding out, hit it. King of the Ab with the deaf female. You rhyming and stealing with the freshest ale. Cooling at the crib, watching my TV. Ed Norton, Ted Knight, and Mr. E.T. Okay, Brass Monkey. Cooling by the lockers, getting kind of funky. Me and the crew were drinking Brass Monkey. This girl walked by. She gave me the eye.
Went to the locker without the Spanish flag.
That's pretty good. All right. Slow and low. I do not sing, but I make a deaf song. You could live your whole life, and I hope you live long. On the Gong Show, we won't get gonged with a
We're not Cheech and Chong. We're the Beastie Boys, not Cheech and Chong.
There you go. Last one. Went outside, I went down to the deli. I spent my last dime to refill my fat belly. I got Rams Galim, I got Rabs Galilla, I got more rhymes than
It's not Lee Mazzilli, but it should be.
Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller. By the way, I love the fact that like we go on the Gong Show and we don't get gonged. Like that's like running spoon and spoon. It's not even Moon June Spoon. It's spoon and spoon.
You got 9.
I told you.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good, man. All right.
Know thyself.
Got one more fun thing to do.
Okay. I got my.
We're gonna wrap it up. Yep, that's what we got.
Awesome.
So I sent you a package a couple weeks ago. Said do not open until 3:31. Super stoked that we get to do this in person.
Open
yes,
this?
please. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'd like to open some things here, have some fun, something kind of spontaneous. Oh wait, let me take yours out.
Okay. Should I remove it?
Yeah.
Turn it over?
Sure.
Okay.
Take it out.
Oh, okay. It's to fill in.
I'm turning Rabbi Seth Lemmer into an Orthodox Jew.
Alexandria Chabad. Are you Jewish?
Would you like to be?
I don't want to ruin anything.
Just get rough with it.
Okay, that's fine.
There you go.
This is your hobby.
There you go.
Ooh, right. Superstars.
Yep.
Pro set.
Yep.
Okay.
So these are. Yeah, I know you're a big Giants fan, but I also know you're a huge music guy. I have your album right here. You see it on the wall. So
we can do a promo.
This is a 1991 pack.
Okay.
Pro Set Superstars music cards.
Okay.
Right. There actually is a Beastie Boys in this set. A lot of
Win
pop,
a rock and roll
rock.
trip to London. Another great prize.
Yep.
I should open this and look at the cards.
Yeah. I'm opening my pack. You open yours. 1991 Pro Set Superstars. Ooh, there's a Legends. I got the Doors. That's cool.
I got a Zepp. Apropos.
That's cool.
That's
Suicidal Tendencies.
Zach Wild. That is not. Did you get Rick Springfield?
No, dude. I got Huey Lewis.
Oh, that's pretty good.
For me, that's
show favorite. Eddie Money.
All right.
Ooh. I'll trade you.
What do you got?
You want her.
Madonna?
That's Madonna.
Oh, dude.
Madonna. And speaking of Super Bowls.
That's Janet
Jackson. Yep. And speaking of Milli Vanilli.
You kind of killed it.
Boom. Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Oh, my God. We are the world.
Lionel Richie.
We are Lionel Richie.
You got the best pack, man.
Historic concerts. B.B. King and Albert King. By the way,
that's cool.
That's a show I'd want to go see.
Totally. Yes.
Okay. Future guitarist for Van Halen, Nuno Bettencourt. In Extreme. More Than Words. And 10% off my next book.
So I got Soundgarden.
Oh, that's not bad.
Blue Tears, never heard of them. I got my own Janet Jackson.
Wow, different Janet.
Yeah.
I
got my own Vanilla Ice too.
You're right, different poses.
House of Lords, never heard of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bell Biv.
That's strong. My pack wins.
BBD.
I like the Zap.
But I got Huey and I got the Doors. And I got Suicidal Tendencies.
But appropriate for the show, I got Zap, which totally ties into the beat.
Well, my perspective has been changed. I see the New York Giants are
by the way,
to admire.
With the Rashomon, we
yeah.
also get Vanilla Ice and Janet Jackson from 2 different perspectives.
You're such a dork. Oh, so what did we do in this episode, Seth?
We kept with the theme of cocaine habits.
A lot of that. 1980s.
First guest in studio.
Mm-hmm.
We learned how to grow old with a team and with a band.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that you care much more about doing your research than I do.
I do a lot of homework. Yeah. 86 Giants, dominant defense. Jim Burt knocked Joe Montana into the future. Went on SNL, co-hosted with Sweetness. Next day, Giants went out and thumped the Broncos. Bolin probably did not wear the full-length fur in Pasadena that day.
He probably did. He probably did.
What a goober. Oh, my God. And I just laughed my tuchus off doing 1986 License to Ill with you. That was so fun. You got 9 out of 13 lyrics. That's pretty good off the top of your head. Man, what a good time. Awesome. I appreciate you so very much. I want to also give a thank you to Jeremy Lee from Sports Cars Live. I had a great time being on your show last Saturday night. It was really a thrill. Thank you so much for that. If you like this show, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Best of all, tell a friend. And Seth, thank you so very much.
Thank
my
you. This
friend.
is awesome,
What a treat. Friends, until we meet again, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and may you be blessed, and may you enjoy health and long life. So long for now.